Hi friends, and today we can discuss from average due date topic. I say study material illustration 5. So theory part related to average due date and all the illustration 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 they have been uploaded. Please watch playlist. But this fifth problem is completely looking different from all other earlier problems. Here the problem is actually we are selling to another person and we are purchasing meanwhile from the another person also, which means we are due to him and he is also due to us. We know that, and we discussed as a part of final account set off. Say example, a person is due to us, he is a debtor by 10,000 and we are due to him 5,000. Instead of saying I have to collect 10,000, I have to pay 10,000, I can say 5,000 only I have to collect, net of the amount. Even here also same, we are due to him we are due from him and due to him. So in that case it is better to settle, need not to calculate two separate average due dates. Only for the difference amount we can calculate the average due date. So whenever we are due to the another party and the another party due to us, so and how to calculate the average due date, and we can see here. So this is also from the examination point of view very important sum. Check it. Two traders are there, X and Y. Goods purchased from one another. X is purchasing Y and also X is selling also to Y. 1 month credit period is there. At the end of the 3 months, the accounts rendered are as follows. You are given provided particulars like this. Goods sold by X to Y, goods sold by Y to X. Dates are given April 18, May 15, June 17. And Y to X, two transactions are given. Calculate the date upon which the amount should be, the balance amount should be paid. So say example, I have to pay 5,000 to you and you are due to me 5,000 and need not to, actually I have to pay 10, you have to pay 5. So as a net 5,000 only I pay to you. 5,000 will be set off. That 5,000 when I have to pay, and that is the average due date, and we are going to find out the net balance amount. Okay, how to calculate that? So very simple to calculate. Look at that. Goods sold by first, goods sold by Y, goods sold by X to Y, goods sold by X to Y. X to Y means for Y payments. Okay, goods sold by X to Y means this amount Y has to pay. Goods sold by X to Y means Y purchased and Y is supposed to pay these amounts. Okay, let us check. 3 transactions are given. How the 3 transactions are given here? April 18, 60 rupees. May 15, May 15th, 70 rupees. June 17. These are the amounts Y has to pay to X. Goods sold by X to Y means Y purchased and Y is supposed to pay these amounts. Okay, from Y point of view, these are the payments. Let us see that, and the amount lastly it is 80. So there is a 1 month credit period. 1 month credit period means April 18th, 1 month means May 18th. Need not add grace days because this is not a bill. 1 month credit, 1 week credit means just you have to add the number of days, need not to add the grace days. Only for bill grace days should be added. May 15th means June 15th, June 15th. June 17th plus 1 month means July 17th. Out of these earliest date you may select like a base date, and the base date you may select here May 18th. Number of days from base date to each due date. May 18th to May 18th, number of days 0. May 18th to June 15th. In the May 13 and June 15, 28 days. Okay, next one. May 13, June 30, July 17. Total number of days 60. Multiply that. 60 into 00, 70 into 28, 1960. 80 into 60, 4,800. And now let us go for the total of amount and as well as total of product. And the total of amount is looking 210 and the total of products 6760. This is the amount should be paid y to x. Y has to pay to the x. Okay, so for x payments, what x is supposed to pay? Look at the next one. Second, goods sold by y to x. Y sold goods to x. Means x is supposed to pay these amounts, right? So let us check what are the dates given here. April 23rd, only 2 transactions are given here, 52 rupees. Next, May 24th, 50 rupees. May 24th, and it is 50 rupees. And very importantly, the base date should be, to calculate the average, the base date should be only one, so that whatever the base date you have selected earlier, the same base date should be taken even here also, which means May 18th. Okay, 1 month credit period should be added to know the due date. This is May 23rd. 1 month in the sense June 24th. So, okay, let us consider the May 18th to May 23rd. The number of days is looking 5. May 18th to June 24. In the May 13 days are there, and June 24 days are there. Totally 37 days. 52 into 5, 260. 50 into 37, 1850. Again go for the total of product as well as total of amount. 102. This is 2110. And of course you can check that base date average due date is equal to base date plus difference in products by difference in amounts. The base days is May 18th plus difference in product. So y has to pay plus us say product. Y product is looking more than X product. So y has to pay this amount, but not complete amount, different amount only he is supposed to pay. So difference in product 6760 minus 2110 divided by y supposed to difference in amounts. Y is supposed to pay the amount 210. X is supposed to pay to y 102. And therefore May 18th plus difference in products divided by difference in amount, and it would be 4650 divided by 108. Therefore May 18th plus the number of days, it is 43.05, let us say 43 days to be added to know the average due date. Let us take here 43 days to be added to May 18th. In the May, see that how many days to be added, 13 days you can add. After that June, the June 20th is the average due date. On June 20th, and y is supposed to pay X. X, an amount of rupees 108 without any loss of interest. Okay, so this is very important from the examination point of view. Whenever transactions taking place in between the two parties, like the purchase sales, and obviously the other party will become a debtor and creditor also. So need not to calculate two separate dates for the difference net amount what you are supposed to pay. For that amount you have to calculate the average due date and on which date the payment is to be done. In the first case it is like that, and y purchased, y is supposed to pay. Here X purchased, X is supposed to pay. If you check it, y product and y amount is looking X product and X payment, which means y is supposed to pay the X, only the difference amount. Therefore base date, on which date you have to pay, base date plus difference in product, y product minus X product, difference in amount, y amount minus X amount. The number of days will come, that should be added. On that due date, the difference amount should be paid without any loss of interest, that is 108 rupees. So this is a different kind of sum as far as average due date is concerned. Okay, bye. We can discuss the next problem in the next class.